What would be seen as an appropriate criteria if you are trying to construct a list of the NFL players who let themselves go? What are some valid explanations? In this video, we will try to make the distinction between the factors that should be added to the list and those that should be taken off. You won't find any players on this list that clung on despite being told that no one wanted them anymore. When deciding whether to remove a player from this list, we start by considering instances in which they were visibly exhausted or had lost one or more steps. Number 10. Toon. From 1985 to the 1992, Toon played wide receiver with the New York Jets. When Toon retired, he was only 29 years old. There were numerous concussions to blame. Throughout his career, Toon had at least 9 concussions. Toon had a talent for receiving. In addition to being selected for 3 Pro Bowl teams and 3 All-Pro teams, he won the AFC Player of the Year award in 1986. Number 9. Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer was a quarterback who spent time with the Denver Broncos from the 2003 to 2006 and the Arizona Cardinals from the 1997 to 2002. In 2006, head coach Mike Shanahan benched Plummer in favor of the quarterback Jay Cutler. Plummer was no longer needed because the Broncos chose Cutler, so they started looking elsewhere. When the Broncos traded Plummer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2007, he was only 32 years old. Plummer, however, had no desire to play for the Buccaneers. Thus, he made the decision to leave the league rather than sign with them, never to be seen again on an NFL squad. Number 8. Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman played quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys throughout his 12-year NFL career. By NFL standards, the majority of the people would waive that as a reasonably full career. However, since Aikman primarily played from the 1990s to 2000, NFL players' capacity to train year-round, take better care of their bodies, and extend their career was significantly different from that of the Cowboys' offense under Don Meredith and the Roger Staubach. Concussions were Aikman's main concern. Number 7. Barry Sanders. One of the greatest running backs in the NFL history was Barry Sanders, who played for the Detroit Lions. Sanders spent his whole career with the Lions. All the while being a star player himself, the team's overall performance was subpar. Sanders had to endure losing seasons after losing seasons, and his competitive spirit and the drive he required to play in the NFL gradually dwindled until he decided to give up the sport he adored. Sanders was just one full season away from the surpassing Walter Payton's all-time career rushing totals. Ironically, Sanders was still in good shape when he retired, making overtaking Payton seem like a feasible objective. Number 6. Otto Graham. Cleveland Browns quarterback Otto Graham played for them. Graham is being included with respect to the players from the earlier eras. It's impossible to determine how many of the players from the Graham's era left the game when it was appropriate to do so, and how many did so much too early. To begin with, I can't tell you who departed too soon because I wasn't present while they played. I was fortunate to catch some of the Jim Brown's games as a child because Cleveland was the local regional team that the NFL transmitted to the Western New York. Number 5. Aaron Schobel. Defensive end Aaron Schobel played for the Buffalo Bills. Schobel was a Bills player from the 2001 through 2009. Schobel signed a significant contract extension with the Bills in 2007, which could have paid him close to $50 million over 7 years, even though Schobel would have been in his mid-30s when the deal expired. The Bills had such high regard for him that they were willing to pay him that much. But Schobel was up against 2 problems. He missed watching his kids grow up because he lived in Texas. Additionally, he was growing wary of the Buffalo's losing seasons and postseason omissions. Number 4. Tony Basile. From 1995 until 2001, Tony Basile played tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. In 2002, when the Houston Texans chose Basile in their expansion drought, he also played for them. The Jacksonville team selected Basile as its first ever selection. What a fantastic first decision! Basile was selected for 3 All-Pro teams, 5 Pro Bowl teams, and the NFL 1990s All-Decade team during its 7 years in the Jacksonville. Basile got hurt and never participated in a Houston game. After the 2002 season, he left the sport. He returned in 2006 and agreed to a one-day contract with the Jaguars so he could play his final game for the team. Number 3. Earl Campbell. Running back Earl Campbell played for both the Houston Oilers and the New Orleans Saints. Campbell played for the New Orleans in 1984 to 1985 and Houston from 1978 to 1984. In 1985, Campbell announced his retirement from the football after a brief 8-season career. Campbell won the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award in each of his first 3 seasons in the league from 1978 to 1980. He received 5 Pro Bowl selections. In 1978, Campbell received a perfect sweep of awards, including selection to the All-Pro team, Pro Bowl team, Rookie of the Year, and NFL Player of the Year. He truly was that talented. Campbell hung up his cleats ahead of the 1986 campaign. Number 2. Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann appears to be in excellent health even now. Some people might be astonished to learn that Theismann is 62 years old because he has always taken good care of himself. Theismann had a successful 12-year NFL career that included 3 additional seasons in the CFL. We do not, however, know how much longer Theismann would have played if he had not sustained the terrible injury when he was blindsided by the Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants. Theismann may have been able to continue playing for another 3 to 5 years if he had taken better care of himself. Number 1. Glen Coffee. The San Francisco 49ers running back Glen Coffee had the shortest NFL career of anyone on this list. Some NFL athletes marched to beat of their drummer. Glen Coffee is one such competitor. The 49ers selected Coffee in the 3rd round of the 2009 NFL Draft. Coffee played for the San Francisco for 1 season before stunning the team by announcing his retirement from the football. The 49ers expected Coffee, who performed well as a rookie, to back up Frank Gore. Coffee was there with the rest of the team as the 2010 season started. Out of the Utahs, the minicamp, the first 2 weeks of training camp were completed by him. Do you like the video? Submit your response in the comment section below and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more amazing videos.